Hello and welcome to this episode of Voices of Fostering, where I'm delighted to say today I'm joined by a returning guest. We've got one of our lovely guests who's decided to come back and give us an update on their life and their fostering journey. So welcome back to the podcast, Pat. Hello, Pat.
Hi, it's nice to be back.
Hi, Pat. It's lovely to speak to you. So how long ago was it? It was over a year, I think, wasn't it, that we last spoke to you?
It
And
was. I'm running into my second year now.
right. Okay. Yeah. So it was definitely over a year ago. And I remember it was a beautifully sort of busy and maybe a little bit chaotic in the best way podcast because you had two babies with you, didn't you, at the time? So
I did at
update
the
us on. Yeah, so update us on the last year then. Are things stayed the
Oh,
same? Do you still have the babies or have you got different children or young people living with you now? Update us, please.
well, there's been a lot of changes.
Wow. Okay.
The two children I had, as you know, one was 6 months at the time and one was 17 months when I got them. I had them for 17 months. No, I lie, I'm sorry,
Wow.
7 months. They went to friends of the family in April. After that, I had three girls on respite for 10 days. Then I had twins of nearly 4 for a week. After that, I had three girls again, different girls. I didn't want them separated because I thought it's not fair to separate siblings. Only had them for 3 months. But it's been quite traumatic, quite an eye-opener from last time. A lot has happened. Yeah, being a foster carer is great. I will say that. Even for me as a pensioner. I mean, well, 77 now. And I don't think you know what is ahead of you. I had an allegation against me, which I tell you what, that threw me. It's frightening. It's very traumatic. But I had a fantastic team supporting me. The agency I work for, Fostering Solutions, they were absolutely fantastic. They were with me the whole way through. They were keeping me up on what was going on, and what was going to happen next. Then I had my own social worker. She was brilliant as well. I mean, I don't think I could have gone through it without her. I think I would have turned and said, "That's it. I don't want to do it."
Yeah. So, Pat, you said there about how you had an allegation made against you. That's something that we've touched on the podcast before. It can be something that many people considering becoming a foster carer can find quite frightening. You went through that journey, and so how was that for you? And as you say, you felt really supported throughout it.
How was it for me? It was, as I said, it was a shock. It drained me. It affects your health. It affected my health. I lost weight. I mean, and the worry you have, you know, you were fine. Nothing happened on your side, but the allegations made, everything has to be followed through. You can't do it on your own. You need the support. And I mean, I had the agency there supporting me. I mean, the emotional side of it, the effect of me on how I reacted to it and how I felt about it. It affected my family, and also with the allegation, also affected my family. But we got through it.
Yeah.
We got. I mean, it was. I don't know. I can't explain. It's like you've been stabbed in the back, and you think to yourself, why on earth am I doing this? You know, if this is what happens. But it's the children. These children have been through a lot. Any child, you know, all these children, they have gone through hell and back. And some don't know right from wrong. It's the way they see life. You are trying to do as much as you can for the child or the children. And you need to make them feel safe. And it's with an allegation, you know, things that come out, not to you, it goes to a complete stranger, or, you know, it goes to the school, their social worker, anything like that, just something that's said, it has to be looked into.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what the child has said, they have to take that as an allegation and really investigate it. I mean, it could be a load of lies. It could be true. It has to be investigated.
Yeah.
And when they tell you that the police are involved, I mean, I cried. I tell you, I cried because I thought, goodness, are the police getting involved in this? I've done nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's me finished. I've been doing this for a year, and I think the effect it has on you is traumatic.
Well, yeah, it sounds like you've had a really, really challenging time, Pat, and thank you so much for sharing it with us. I assume it's been a positive outcome and you've, you know, been able to sort of put that behind you now?
And how, yes. I've learned a lot from it. It's surprising because, I mean, being a new foster carer, you don't know what to expect. You know what you'd like to do, and you sort of think to yourself, okay, you've realized that every child is not the same. Every child has a different reason for being in care. And you assume, you know, when they say, you know, they've got, you know, they've been traumatized, abuse and things like that. You don't realize, you think of abuse as somebody hitting you. But it's not. The abuse, there are so many different types of abuse, which you don't realize. I did a lot of training during the time of the allegation that was going through, and I redid training and did some more training on things that I'd not trained on before. And it's an eye-opener, I tell you. This is where I realized that there are so many ways that these poor children have been traumatized, abused. And now, you know, with going through that and realizing, it's changed me completely in a way that I am understanding, but more understanding and taking more and more notice of the child on how they are reacting to different things, on, you know, how you say things to them. And you realize that sometimes they what you're saying to them, they're taking a totally different way. Now, I only know that I've only found this out because I've had my first two foster children were babies. And as I said before, I don't want to have older children, older than 3 or 4, and I won't have long-term. Long-term for me, I can't do. I don't know what's going to happen to me. So short-term is easier. And I've learned a lot. And I've also found out that I'm the first, what I call stepping stone. They come from their parents to me. They've had no routine. They've got no boundaries. Um, their nutrition, they don't have proper nutrition. Whereas I'm able to give them a routine, get them into a routine. I'm able to train them, teach them, get them to learn and understand boundaries. I mean, I've got a little boy today. I'm very proud. I'm really proud of him. He's 2, never sat on a potty, never had boundaries. Everything you'd expect a 2-year-old to be able to do, 2.5-year-old, no. This little boy has coming to me with really, shall we say, anger issues. Within a short time, I've had him for 6 months now. He sits on the potty. He did that right from the beginning. He's in bed 6 o'clock. He sleeps all through the night. He eats vegetables. His manners are beautiful. He can now dress himself, undress himself. He can't quite put himself to bed yet. Well, he can, because I've taken the legs off the bed so he can climb into bed now. He can put his own shoes and socks on. He couldn't talk. His speech now is becoming beautiful. What can I say? I know I've only got him for a short time, but I am really, when he goes on to somebody else, I am really going to miss this little boy. He's come such a long way. His anger that he had, I feel proud of the fact that I can control it. I can distract him. He used to throw himself on the floor and scream. And I used to look at him and I used to say, okay, you're finished now. He'll look at me and say, no. I said, all right, carry on. A little while later, I said, okay, finished? Yes. I said, come on then, let's go and do such and such. That's it. He's become an absolute little gem. And this is the first time I've had this. With all the other, respite ones, you've only got it for a short time, so you can't do that. The 3 girls I had, I got one, she was ready for potty training. I got her potty training. She was dry during the day. I only had her for 3 months, mine. She was dry during the day. She had an older sister, so she could learn. Her speech was beautiful. And she was, 3? Coming up for 3, I think she was. She was about 3. Can't remember now. But she would learn from her older sister. And she had a younger sister as well. But I don't know, they were, the younger ones, they would listen. They get older, then, they get a bit sort of, they go to school and they listen to other kiddies, and I don't know. But, I mean, they were lovely girls.
Yeah.
I'm saying all the children I've had have been great. Have been lovely children.
Well,
And, they've left me, and I think, gosh, it's another one. But being the first stepping stone, I feel proud of myself. I know it's been pig-headed, but I feel good in myself.
Absolutely.
The fact that I've got them in a routine, I've got them, they know their boundaries, they've got manners and everything like that. I've gone as far as I can. Now it comes up to like 3 to 4-year-olds. The children change. And this is where the next people continue.
Yeah. So it sounds like you've been on an incredible journey the past year or so. You know, there's been some lows as you've experienced, as you've described, but you've got through them. There's been some really proud moments as well. What would you say is your proudest achievement in the past year or so, Pat?
Being able to stop a child getting angry. And, you know, yeah, they say terrible twos, but this is worse. It was worse than terrible twos. My first one also had, what do we say? He used to scream a lot as well, but then also it's frustration for the child because they can't explain what they want.
Yeah.
Once they can try, but then they find that, okay, I can try something else. You know, I want something, and I'll throw a paddy for it. They're throwing a paddy for it, and they're throwing a paddy for it. But it's knowing that they are listening and they are understanding. And I think, to me, I think that's my greatest achievement, I think, is knowing that the children are finally understanding and listening.
Yeah.
If you understand what I mean.
And you've been able to develop with them, really, which is a beautiful thing, isn't it?
He's formed quite an attachment with me, even though, yeah, I mean, I can be a little bit strict, but he knows when he's not supposed to do it. And, you know, sometimes I look at him and I'll just say, and no. It used to be, you know, I don't think you should do that. And then it used to be throw himself on the floor and really get angry. So I say, go on, carry on. Right, you finished now? Yes. Okay.
Oh, well, that's so good to hear, Pat, that you've had that progress with him. That's really, really lovely. And just before we finish, Pat, you've had a full feature in The Guardian, haven't you? How was that for you?
I don't think I actually read it.
What was it like to do, though? What was the experience like?
Actually, you know what? My husband said to me, "Oh, he says, can I talk to you now that you've been in The Guardian?" He says, not everybody gets an issue, you know, a write-up in The Guardian.
Yeah.
I said, well, nice to do it at my age, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, that's
But
amazing.
no, it's me. I think to myself, I know I said this last time. Okay, you've retired. What do you want to do? Sit on your backside all the time? Just plod around and do nothing? Especially women. I mean, we females have always been busy. If you've got kids and they've grown up and everything, you know, you still got that motherly instinct. You're not too old to do it. I mean, I started 2 years ago and I'm 77 now. I don't know how long I can do it, but I will do it for as long as I can. I mean, okay, yeah, you've got to take them. The disadvantage, I suppose, can be the annoying bit. I don't know, disadvantage, annoying, I don't know. It's when you take them to family contact and you're taking the children to meet up with their parents and their siblings. And you find that when you bring them home on, you know, their sort of reaction and how they change. And, you know, they become a little aggressive and angry, annoyed. I don't know what goes through their head. But it's being able to calm them down, make them feel safe, make them feel loved.
And that's what it's all about, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
It's just making that, it's all about them being able to feel safe and feel loved and not being ignored, you know, knowing that there is somebody there for them.
Yeah. Oh, well, Pat, it's been so lovely to chat to you and catch up with how you've been getting on in the last year or so. It's been a journey, hasn't it? But it's really, really good to hear that there's been a lot of positive that you can take from it. And long may it continue. So thank you so, so much and take care.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Voices of Fostering. If you'd like to find out more, head online and search National Fostering Group and make this the year you foster.